Hello, how you doing, guys? It's MrDoTheMath here, and today we're going to talk about solving by factoring. Alright? So a chapter ago we worked on factoring, and now we're going to solve by factoring, so we're going to take it a step further. And some of us are kind of struggling with it. And so we're going to look at it and try to decipher this thing and find out what works for you. Alright, so let's start by just factoring. Let's work out a problem. So give me the problem. I think it was like x squared
plus 8x plus
16
equals 0.
Equals 0. Alright? So the newest concept to solving is this 0 equals 0 part. The equals 0 part. That's it. Okay? And so what we've talked about is identifying that this is called a quadratic equation. And with the quadratic equation we have an A, we have a B, and we have a C. These are important to the factoring process. Alright, so in this problem, guys, what's A? 1. What is B? 8. And C is? 16. Alright, so to factor this out, we're going to have to find the factors of A times C, right? And so we created this table as like MA table, right? Multiplies to B, adds to B. Alright, so it's going to multiply to be A times C. A times C is going to be 1 times 16, which is 16. So it's going to multiply to be 16, positive 16, and it's going to add to be the B term, which is 8. Okay? God bless you.
Thank you.
So now what we have to do is find the factors of 16 that add to be 8. Alright? So, yes, sir.
Factors of 16, 1 times 16.
Alright, so we're going to list all the factors. 1 is 16. 2 and what? 8. What else? 4 and 4. Now, the adds to be 8 part is this. Because it's positive 16, both of these numbers are going to be positive. Well, because it's positive and that's positive, the add to is positive, both of these are positive. So, if you do 16 and 1, you get positive 17. That's not it. If you do 2 and 8, you get 10. That's not it. But 4 and 4, you get 8. That's the one. And now, what we're going to do is going to bring this x down. So we'll set up our binomials. We're going to have x and x here, and then we'll put our factors there. So it'll be positive 4, positive 4. Alright? And now, so this is the bottoms up method that we've been talking about, right? So from here, we take the a value and we divide this by the a value. Alright? In this particular case, the a value is 1, so we're good. 4 divided by 1 is just 4. So now, we have x times 4, x plus 4 times x plus 4 equals 0. Alright? So we factored it. This is the factoring part. Now we have to solve. When we solve, we say a and b equal to 0. So it'll be x plus 4 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0, which is the same thing. Alright? Now in order to solve this, we have to get x alone. So we move 4 over to the other side of the equal sign. Alright? So if it's positive here, it needs to be what? Negative. So we subtract 4 from both sides. And so now x equals negative 4. And since it's the same here, that's your solution. So we factor, we find our multiples, right? And then we find the factors that equal the b term. And then from there, we put into two binomials. And then from the two binomials part, we set them equal to 0. Alright, so those are our steps. I'm going to write those down in a second. Okay? Everybody good with that problem?
Yes.
Alright, so keep in mind your next question, and then we're going to work it out. Okay? So now I need a question with an a value that's greater than 1. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find our find a and c, right? Multiply a and c to get your m. And then the second thing you do is you find the factors. Find the factors that equal the b term. Then number 3, you put in binomials, right? You do x, and whatever here. And then the fourth term is you set, well, fourth you have to divide by a. Then you set equal to 0, and 6 you solve, right? Some of these steps we can skip, alright? Alright, Kenya, you got a question?
I thought you wanted us to
give it to me.
Okay. 2x squared
2x squared
plus 11x
plus 11x
plus 12
plus 12
equals 0.
equals 0. Good. Alright? So, A, B, C. A in this problem is what?
True.
2, B is,
11.
and C is
12.
12. All right. Step 1, find A times C. So A times C is going to be 2 times 12, which is what?
24.
24. So we're going to have to find the factors of 24 that add to be 11. B. Right? Everybody good so far? All right. So what's our factors of 24?
1 times 24.
1 and 24.
6 and 12.
2 and 12.
Okay, 3 and 8.
3 and 8.
4 and 6.
4 and 6. That's it?
Man, they ain't list all them factors on the little factor sheet.
They ain't listen on the factor sheet?
No, they only had like 2.
Alright, well there's all of them on the off the factor sheet. Alright? So 1 and 24 give us 25. Not it. 2 and 12 give us 14. Not it. 3 and 8 give us 11. Ding ding ding. That is it right there, right? So we found a factor that equal B. That's number 2. Alright, number 3 says we're gonna put it as binomial. So we're gonna have x plus 3 because 3 is positive, and x plus 8 because 8 is positive, right? Then we got to divide by A here. Here's where the bottoms up component comes along. All right, divide by A. A is 2 here, so we got to divide both of these by 2. Okay? When we divide them by 2, what happens is we have to see if these can simplify anymore. 3 over 2 can't be simplified, right?
No.
So this 2 comes up, that bottom comes up. So you're going to have 2x here plus 3. Right? Now, 8 divided by 2 can happen. You get what?
4.
4. So you get x plus 4. Right? So, that's the simplified part, right? Now, the next thing you want to do is set equal to 0. So it's going to be 2x plus 3 equals 0. And you're going to have x plus 4 equals 0. Okay? This is a 2-step part because there is a number bigger than 2 connected to the x. So you're going to subtract 3 from both sides because that's positive, and you end up with 2x equals negative 3, then divide by 2. X equals negative 3 over 2. And over here, since it's positive, you have to subtract or add by the reciprocal or do the inverse operation. X equals negative 4. So there's your answers. Negative 3 over 2 and negative 4. Okay? How do you feel about that?
Straight.
How many of us like the bottoms up component?
I get it now.
You get the bottoms up component?
I get it now.
Okay? Because there is another way to solve this particular problem. Alright? But we'll keep it here. Do you want to see the other way? Did we talk about the other way?
What,
Where you break up the B term.
No, you
No.
didn't know about that.
We didn't talk about that? Alright, let's look at that. We'll look at that and then I'll let you, and then you can tell me how you feel about it. Alright, so again, we figured out that 3 and 8 was the term, right? So what we can do is we can solve by grouping, right? So we can put a 3 here, and we can put a 3x there and an 8x there. And we bring the 2x squared here, right? And then we bring plus 12 here, okay? Does everybody see what we did so far? Alright, so cool. So now we're going to solve this by grouping. So what you want to do here is find the GCF. What's the GCF here? What's the greatest common factor here? 2?
X.
2x.
2x?
X.
X.
Just x?
Yes.
Okay, good, because there's an x here and an x there. Alright, so we'll put an x on the outside, and then 2x squared divided by x is what?
X. 2x.
2x. And then 3x divided by x is
3.
3. Plus 3, right? Now here, what's the greatest common factor? X?
2.
2?
4.
4?
4.
You sure?
Yes.
Alright, cool. 4. You was right the first time, Gibson. So you divide this, right? So you pull the 4 out. So 8x divided by 4 is what?
2x.
2x. And then 12 divided by 4?
3.
3. Alright, so we factor correctly if both of these are the same. Alright? So what happens is this gets one set of parentheses, that's 2x plus 3. And then the outside, what we factored with gets a set of parentheses. So you're gonna get x, and this is a positive 4, so it'll be plus 4. And that's your solution. Alright? So let's solve them by grouping. Okay?
Yeah.
That's it. So then after we do that, we get to our negative 3 over 2 and our negative 4. Alright?
Do a different problem by solving by grouping.
You want to do it?
How do you get x plus 4?
How to get x plus 4? you factored out, I factored out, the GCF was x and 4. X positive, 4 positive. So these go to this parenthesis. That's how I got the x plus 4.
But what if, like, the 2x, like, what if,
Talk to me. Yeah. What if what? Use the 2x plus 3 was different than over here? Then we factored wrong. This lets us know we did it right.
so they should always equal?
They should always be the same. Yes. Yes, sir. Alright, we will. But this is, we're gonna stop this one right here. Alright, does everybody get what's going on? Alright, make sure you got these steps down. These are the steps that we use to apply bottoms up method. But to solve by grouping, we'll take what our factor is and we'll break up the B term. Alright, then find your GCFs. Alright? Alright. Don't forget to like and subscribe. MrDoTheMath out.